And we're live. Welcome to Marriage is for Quitters, where me and my beautiful wife learn to stop being selfish and be each other's person.
I don't know if I'm super beautiful right now because I just got out of dance class and I threw on some lipstick.
You're always super beautiful, no matter what you got on.
It's my lipstick. What is that? that cute little girl. She's like, I got it from Home Depot.
I do not understand your reference.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you right now.
All right. Well, happy Halloween. If you're watching this on the day it's released, it is Halloween. Today it's not Halloween, but when we release this, it will be. That's why we're recording it, because we'd rather spend time with our family than sit here talking to you nerds.
Nerds. So we're not actually live. You lied to them. Liar.
Oh, no.
That's okay.
That is okay. So today I wanted to talk to you about finances.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
I'll stop shopping at Macy's. Oh. Just kidding.
I don't know about that. You get a good discount there.
Yeah, I do. And if I stop shopping at Macy's, you got to stop shopping at Amazon.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, we're gonna be fighting each other over it. No, finances is one of the top reasons that people get divorced, and it totally makes sense. People get tight on money, they start stressing out and lashing out at each other, and it's a huge thing. In our relationship, you used to handle the finances.
Used to.
Yeah.
And it stressed me the F out.
Yeah. So I took that on.
And it also stresses you out, but you're way better at it than me.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's a stressful thing. It's something that people, we need to learn to get on the same page as each other, and figure stuff out, because if a couple's not on the same page, you can dig yourself into a deep hole that you can never climb out of. And that's a scary thing. It's something I panic about daily. Yeah.
It's actually when in my true crime podcast, it's like the number one reason husbands kill their families.
Yeah. I could see it.
You could see it.
Yeah.
Because they're stressed out with money. Yeah. And finances and stuff. And then they just like get super stressed and depressed, and then they freak out and murder their family because that's better than living in debt or something.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Is this why we're not live? Cause
by the time you see this video, no, I don't want to give away any.
You know what's crazy?
Hints.
Sorry, this is like, I should have pulled up the case it was, but it was this father that told his wife that he was going to work every day, and actually he was sitting on a bench in the subway station every day planning the murder of his family. So and they were very wealthy, and then something happened and he went into debt, lost his job. So he told his wife, I got a new job. So he went and just sat, instead of like actually working, he was like, maybe he might have been looking for work in the newspaper. You know how it was back in the day when you didn't have, a lot of communication with cell phones and stuff. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he would say that he was going to work, but he would just be at the subway station. Anyways, he killed his entire family. They didn't find him till a week later or something. And turns out they had a chandelier in their home that was worth like over $1 million or something, could have paid all of their debts.
Wow.
But he had no idea that it was there. And
I would love to find that chandelier in our house.
So all of that could have been avoided. So, but yeah. Anyways, that just reminded me.
Yeah.
Please don't murder us, babe.
I probably won't do that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it's tough. You get into debt, and I could see where that guy's coming from, because guys have this, or I have this pressure. I can't speak for everyone, but I feel this pressure of having to provide for my family, keep everyone happy, keep everyone, with all the things that they want for their happiness. And when I can't provide those things, it does make me depressed. It makes me sad. And I could see where that guy could just be like, I can't provide for them anymore. I mean, the murder part, I can't really understand that. I could understand like taking your own life over taking your family's life, but
Please don't do that either.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
But I empathize with, you know, that stress
Yes.
and anxiety, because that's a real thing. That's, yeah. And if you're not on the same page with finances, it's like this whole thing. It's like, you know, one person's just spending money like, you know, there's overabundance, and that guy's just like, I lost my job. I don't have any money. And, you know, trying to keep up with the facade. That's a dangerous place to be in.
Right. And then you get into this pit of depression because you can't provide. And then it's like you can't bring yourself to work because you're depressed. And it's like this vicious cycle. And then he's just like, well, the best thing to do is just take us all out of our misery, I guess. And
Selfish.
meanwhile, they have this chandelier, or, you know, figuratively, you have, you know, options, you have things that can help you. So lean
Yeah.
into those and figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah. So I'm curious to think how you feel about finances, like, and what kind of, you know, stuff do you feel about that? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of pressure involved with you as well. You're not just floating around on clouds. But
I think since I handed it to you, yes, the pressure has been off of me because you're more of a money spender than I am. And it was really hard for me to like not, you know, to always be like, when you would spend money, it's like, I would freak out and just get upset. Now it's like, okay, you're spending this money, you must know where it's going, or like what we have, whatnot. And so for me, that pressure is off, but I don't know. I like having a joint bank account because I feel like that is, it makes us more one. But I also, there are things that I don't like about it, because if I want to buy you something, if I want to like spoil you, you know exactly where it's coming from. So it's nice to have, I do have a credit card that you can't access or you don't see or whatever, but, so I do have that option to do that. But at the same time, it's like, and like my work, I do stress because I feel like I work so much and my paycheck is so tiny because half of it is going to our health insurance and all this stuff. So I feel like I'm not really contributing to our financial situation. And that bothers me because it's like I'm spending all this time at work, but away from my family, but I'm not really contributing anything to our family financially. Like it pays for maybe one bill a month, or it's more than that, but like, but it's paying for our health insurance. And then we go to the doctor or something and we end up getting this huge bill for it. And it's like, well, what the hell? I'm so sick of all that stuff. But I think everybody is sick of that vicious cycle of paying into health insurance and then having this huge bill and then paying into it. It's like, there has to be a better way than this. So,
yeah.
But
It's tough. I don't know how people do have, I mean, I understand having side accounts like you said. I think you assume that I'm looking at the finances with a fine-tooth comb every day to see where you're spending your money. I know that I know what you spend, but I'm not like, ooh, where'd you get that from, to see if you're buying me something, because I just don't give a shit. But
I know. But that scares me too, because there's so much fraud out there. And to me, if I were still in charge, like, that's also why it was stressful on my end, because I would look at every single thing. One, because I was trying to keep track of everything. And two, to make sure people aren't freaking stealing our money, because it's happened to us before. And so when you're not paying attention, I'm kind of like, uh-oh, like what if this is slipping by us? Because sometimes I wonder, how are we in such debt right now when we really aren't spending that much? Like, I feel like we're pretty reasonable with our spending, and there are times we're not, but at the same time, we don't like travel as much as I would like. We don't do enough family things as much as I would like, but
I know it's a total like sends me down a hole of depression just thinking about that stuff. So,
well, I don't want to send you down that hole,
yeah.
but we're working hard. Like, we are freaking hard workers, and we make good money, but there's just, so to me, it's like, where the heck is it going? We're not like gambling it away. We're not. So part of me is like, is something getting by us that we don't know? Like, how do we monitor that, I guess? But you do have the app thing where it like pings you every time a purchase is on our cards and stuff, which is helpful. So
I'm very aware of our money being spent. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, people that have two different bank accounts, that seems so weird to me. I understand, it works for them, but it's like then you're just roommates, and that's even worse.
Roommates, yeah.
And I hate when I feel like we're not on the same path, when we're not on the same page parenting, when we're not on the same page financially, the same page spiritually, or just goals or anything like that, and having two different bank accounts and being like, okay, you pay the lights and I'll pay
that's so weird. That is like a roommate. I'll Venmo you my my electricity bill. It's like, what the hell?
If I wanted that, I would just have a guy roommate.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier, It would be so much easier. I could have, my stuff out, and I could, have my things on the walls, and it would be, exciting.
Oh my gosh. What if like a couple wives live together and their husbands live together in a different house?
Let's do it.
And we just had like date nights. No.
I'm totally down. I would love to live. I feel like when we lived separately, that more energy was put into coming together. And now it's like, because we're already together, it's like, oh, we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like single people would be like, well, yeah, that's why you don't get married. Which is
they might be onto something. No, because the idea is to work together as if you are a roommate, but a lot of people butt heads and don't see eye to eye, or have the same goals. They don't meet on the same things, and then I think that's a big cause of divorce, is that you get like that and you start to slowly separate, and then all of a sudden you're like, who is this person that I'm with anymore? And then next thing you know, it's over.
But then, like how we are, it's kind of all the finances are technically on your shoulders at this point, because you're taking over all the bills and all that stuff, and it causes you that depression and frustration. And it's like, well, how can I help? And it's if we're sharing the same bank account, doing the same bills and all that, like, what really can I do besides, you kind of have to take it's like all or nothing with finances.
I understand what you mean.
Like, you either have to do all the bills, or I have to do all the bills. Like, we can't really both do all the bills, because how are one of us going to know what the other one has spent and whatnot? So
I think communication is a huge role in that. I mean, we know what our main bills are, and if we just communicated our intentions with what we want to spend it on, where we want to spend it on, then we wouldn't have to have any confusion like that. I mean, there's no need for both of us to pay the bills, because most of it's pretty simplified. It's just figuring out when we have the money to be able to spend the money on that stuff, and then if other unexpected stuff arises, then it kind of shifts everything out of place. So I think the biggest thing for that is just to get on the same page by communicating our intentions to each other. And then, and it's hard, I guess, because if only one person's monitoring how much money we have and when we have it, then you're just going off of, I don't know. I mean, you see the bank account, when there's money.
I barely look at it.
Oh, okay.
I only look at it if I need to like use something from our actual account versus like our credit card, because we use the credit card for mileage points. So, and I don't want to look at it, because at the same time it's like, I don't want to step on your, in your field and like mess you up. So I'm like, I'll just stay out of it.
I would prefer 100% if you handle the finances completely.
Oh,
I'm only doing it because you said it stressed you out. So I just took on the burden.
okay.
So,
Well, we can switch back as long as you like tell me how you do it because you're really good at it.
no, it's fine.
Okay.
It's okay. I can take on the world, but
I know you can, but you don't need to do that. So,
well, I kind of do. But if I feel like if I don't take on all the burdens that are too much for you, then you won't be happy, and then I'm a bad provider. I'm not being a good husband to you,
no.
and then it
Finances
goes
are
downhill.
me too. It's not you. It's not.
I understand
you.
what you're saying, but I'm saying from where I'm coming from, I feel like if you're stressed out, you're unhappy, I'm not being a good husband to you, you're not feeling the love that I'm supposed to provide to you, then you stop giving me sex or closeness or anything. I don't get anything good from you, and then it's like, okay, so I got to take on this burden then. Otherwise, what am I left with? You're gonna be sad all the time and not gonna enjoy you, and so it's like, I better do this, or what,
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh,
I'm sorry that like
it's typical, but it's just how it is. Just how it be, though,
Well, we can figure out a happy medium or something to where both of us are not. So
I'm fine. I'm just saying that's how it feels.
okay.
Like, and it's not like, nothing you can really do about it.
Mm.
But it ain't no thing. Most of it's just managing when the money goes, where it goes, and then.
How did you feel about our financial freedom class?
That was great. I don't think we are doing anything from it.
I think we were at first, and then the thing with that class is really good information, super good.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to like the carrying cash and dividing the cash up all the time is like so hard for us. It's hard to like I feel like once you get started, it might be really great. But like when I was waitressing at the Black Pearl, I would have a bunch of cash and we would put it in envelopes, and we were trying our best to like have those envelopes. But it's like, wait, but then there's I don't know. It's not easy to come from like where you kind of have to get rid of the debt first, start fresh, and then do that envelope system. Like, I don't know how people do it while having the snowball effect was super helpful to me, I feel.
So those of you who don't know what she's talking about at all, Dave Ramsey is a financial leader, guru guy, and he helps people get out of debt. One of the methods he has is having physical cash. I don't like the idea of it, but breaking up your cash physically into where it's going to go, so you don't just spend without thinking about it, and then you don't have money for your bills.
Yeah.
And the other thing she was saying was the snowball method, which is basically taking on your smaller debts first, paying those off with as much as you can, while doing the minimum on the rest. And then once you pay off the one, then you have more money to pay on the next one, and so on and so forth.
Yes. I feel that is very wise and smart, but the envelope system is just really tricky.
That's hard. Yeah, you really got to dedicate a lot of time to doing it. But I mean, we don't do it, and we're still struggling. So it's weird because it's like we're struggling at one hand, but God's always providing us, at the other side. So it's like, and we're always tithing regularly and doing our laundry love, and we still always come out, okay. So
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's necessarily struggling. It's like we're not able to put anything away or prepare for a future or anything like that, which kind of sucks. But
especially when we have like a child going on her way to start like the college years, which she won't be going to like some fancy college, but I don't know. It kind of got me like, oh, most parents have saved up and saved up and saved up so they can like put their kid through college, and we're just like,
I don't know that that's accurate at all, and
Oh.
I think we're on way different pages when it comes to that.
okay.
So, I don't believe in paying for your kid's college. I mean, if you're a millionaire, sure. I think that encourages people to dick around and just not, like, because
That's true because my college was pretty much paid for. I mean, I had my own student loans, but for the most part, it was my mom and, paying for it with her own loans. And it's like, yeah, I took it seriously. But once the loan payments started coming in, I was like, oh, I didn't take it serious enough because I'm paying for it now. And I did not give it my best or do as much as I could. I think college is a joke. I feel like in like certain professions, it's necessary to be a lawyer, to be a doctor. Yes, go to college. But if you don't, for me, it was like, why the hell did I go to college? I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I did. I had really great experience. Sorry, Mom. But I don't think she's watched this. But yeah, to me, it's like go to community college, get that stuff out of the way first, see what you actually want to do with your life. Because if you jump right into college, you have, at that age and that time in your life, you have no idea what you want to do. Some people, yes, they do. But like for the most part, you don't know. So why are you going to pick something right off the bat and spend all this money? It wasn't until my last year of college when I went on a field trip, and I was in college for fashion design. I went on a field trip to a designer studio. And my question, because I was very focused on like, I want to have a family someday. My question to her was, what is your time like with your family? And she's like, in her thick, like, I don't know what kind of Russian, I think, accent. Oh, honey, we don't have time for family. And I was like, that line, that phrase, even the look on her face just stuck out to me because I was like, I don't want to do this. If I don't have time for family, like that is bullcrap to me. Like I don't want to be a designer. And that was my last year of college that we went on this stupid field trip. So it's like, okay, now I know I'm in the wrong industry. I had some merchandising experience too, and I'm using that, but I'm getting paid like, crap for what I should be getting paid as a college graduate. It's not, or like learning that profession. It's not like, my college really helped me get this great career where we're like, living the dream, as you say. But yeah.
living the dream. I stopped saying that.
I know.
Now I just say living it.
Living it?
Just living it. I'm surviving. Yeah. I mean, I went to college for probably a semester. I dropped out for a few reasons. It's actually funny. I went through high school, and I aced every single test I took in high school. Didn't complete any of the homework. So I almost failed high school. I almost didn't graduate my senior year.
Because the homework?
Because I never did my homework.
Homework is bullshit.
Yeah, but I knew the material because I got like A's and everything, and I didn't study. Like, and I'm humble bragging here, I guess, because that's the kind of memory I just have about things like that. Like you'd say it once, and it's like, oh, it's in there, unless you're telling me about a trip we're doing in like 3 weeks. And I'm like,
You didn't tell me.
But and then I ended up I was scared to take my English exam. It was like a written homework you turn in, whatever. And it was like, that was this big 1/3 of your grade or some crap, And so I went to someone, a friend of mine, who I won't name. And I was like, you got an A on your English. And she was having trouble with her college homework. And it was computers stuff. And so I did her college homework and she did my high school homework.
Oh my god.
And we both got A's, and I graduated. So it was a good time. But then I went to college, and because I got such bad grades, I couldn't even get into a nice college that would have been really good for me, healthy, to get away from my family. Because I ended up stuck close to my family, around all my crappy friends in a small, methed out town. And you're stuck in the same circles. You're not exploring or learning about yourself. Not that you have to do those things, but for me, it would have been really good for me. Well, I guess I don't know. It could have been worse. But I was with this girl, and we were making bad choices. And eventually, she was stressing me out, so I ended up just giving up on my dreams there. And that college didn't even have videography in it anyways. I had to take photography to get to get enough grades in this school to be transferred to a school that had videography. And then I ended up just, 5 years later teaching it to myself, and then chasing that dream for a little bit. And here we are today. This is how I'm using my videography.
Well, I'd say that was pretty good.
What?
Learning what you learned with videography, because you make pretty good money doing videography.
I did, yeah.
But you'd have to sacrifice so much family time to keep that up.
Yeah, I made really good money. A lot more gooder money than I thought I was making too.
Yeah.
Which made this year a lot harder. And effectively we cut our money in half, honestly. But I felt like with videography and the band and all these things, they were just taking away from my time with you and the kids. And so we're struggling now financially, but I get to see you guys more. So
life sucks, man.
it can suck. It can suck from time to time.
It's
But everything is seasonal.
Yeah.
And I think that's something important for people to know. Like, some people have some bad times and they think this is it forever and this is my life now. And it's like, no. I mean, if you keep making the same choices, yeah, it'll be forever. But make a plan, take a step. I mean, if I enacted the things that I said it was too late to do these things 10 years ago. And if I would have did those things 10 years ago, I'd be great today. I mean, if I wouldn't have pulled my money out of Dogecoin 20 years ago, I'd be a billionaire right now. But,
that's so hard to
yeah, that stuff happens.
Yeah. Gambling, man, freaks me out.
That wasn't gambling, no.
I'm not gambling.
That was when you were handling the finances, actually. Yep.
So you blame me on our non-millionaireship?
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I blame myself for marrying you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
No. It's no big deal.
So what are your tips on what would you say to people that are dating in a serious relationship that want to get married? What would you say about finances to them?
If you're dating, I think it's a really good idea to talk to each other about your debts, about your financial dreams. I think it's really stupid to just be like, oh, we're so in love and that's all you need. That's all that matters. And then you have us getting married and then bam, you just got hit with $5,000 in debt and they forced you to pay it right away. That's not fair. And that happens, and some worse stuff happens, So I think that you definitely need to discuss financial stuff. Is your phone next to your...
Oh, yep.
You definitely need to discuss your financial everything, your lows, your highs, your dreams, where you plan to be in the next 5 or 10 years. And if the person you're with has none of that, at least for the girls, if your guy has none of that, I'd probably run or maybe discuss working on a plan together.
Yeah. But legit, kids throw a wrench in everything, especially finances. I feel
kids
like
are the worst, yeah.
I love our kids to death, but they are to death. But
we love them to
death.
death.
We love them to death, literally. They are so expensive. And it's not just, our two little ones can live off thrift store goods for the rest of their life. But it's not just that. It's The dog chews up their shoes. We have to go buy more. They break stuff. We have to go buy more. It's like, I can't, you know. And they don't understand the concept of like, we just did this great thing that legit like put us into the last pennies of our paycheck. But they're like, well, when's the next thing? Like, when are we going to do? And oh my God. And that's not just about finances. That's about how you parent. I know. But kids are freaking expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
But they're great. And they're worth it.
They're worth it for
I
sure.
mean,
100%. Especially our kids. They're the best.
I know some parents, and I probably bring this up every time we have a talk, but it's like some parents just spend too much money on their kids or do too much for the kids at the expense of their own marriage, their own happiness, their own health.
True.
And it's just like, calm down.
Yes,
You're
but
setting
I think
their expectations up here for life, and when you're going to have to keep this up for the rest of their life, and as soon as they're off on their own, they're going to fail. This is where they're going to have their own depression, their own anxiety, and all these other things build up because they have no idea what life is supposed to be like, and they're expected to hit the ground running with these, I can get all these nice things all the time, and then, oops, no, you can't. And now, how long is it until...
I think Juliana's finally not finally, but understanding that now that she has a job, it's like she would always want these like bougie, expensive name brand stuff. And now she's realizing, because I don't buy her that stuff unless it's like a Christmas present or a birthday present. But if she's like, I need some shoes, I'm not going to be like, okay, you're getting Nike shoes. To me, I'm going to be like, okay, we're going to thrift store. I'm going to get you thrift store shoes. But to her, she's like, I need Nike. Now she's like buying her own stuff. And it's like, oh, well, that just took up my whole paycheck.
Yeah,
so
you got to choose.
You got to choose.
Yeah. I think it's so stupid and so vain to be like name brand designer.
I don't know where
everything I get is, I preferably try to get made in America stuff, but I'll get the Chinese junk crap because I don't care.
Well, thrift stores have like
this is probably
everything.
I get one of these every year for Christmas. I'm not sure if this is from
Terry Man, shout out
Terry. She finally got my size right. And after it only took 5 Christmases.
That's my ex-fiance's mother.
Yeah. But
she still buys some stuff. It's so cute.
I just and I don't have high fashion or anything. I like to when I'm on stage, I like to wear a certain look or whatever, but it's not name brand anything. In fact, I absolutely hate wearing anything with a name on it. I don't want to wear someone else's name or anything like that. I like plain.
Once in a while I'll get I have a Calvin Klein jumpsuit thing, but it's because the logo, whatever, we don't have to get into this, but the logo is more abstract and artsy, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I like that. But even going to fashion design school where everybody there was Christian Dior, Prada, it's that stuff is so gross to me. It's I'd so much rather go to a thrift store or shop Macy's last act and then just make something funky than buy something. I mean, the quality is definitely a big thing too. There are brands that are just, you can't beat the quality. So it's kind of worth it because it's going to last. When I worked at Armani Exchange, the quality is just, this is Armani Exchange and I've had it forever. So
I think it's hit or miss. I think you're just a fangirl because you worked there for so long. Yeah. How many pairs of my pants ripped right in the crotch?
Oh.
Or, I've had shirts ripped there.
Your Pima t-shirt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's a tough one to make, durable, but I think that you can find that anywhere. And I think the point I'm trying to make is that you're wasting your money. It's a bad investment for your finances.
Even if we were filthy rich, I would not shop name brands. I would shop quality.
The only reason that I think it's a good idea if you're rich to buy really expensive clothes is because you can wear it and then sell it. And so it kind of holds a little bit of its value. even though I think they're ridiculous Air Force One crap where the guys like just have like 1,000 Air Force Ones.
Oh my gosh.
They hold value a little bit, so it's kind of like an investment. You're
Okay.
saving in a way, but it's a really stupid way. Just put it in a freaking bank account or high
Yes.
interest, whatever. But you know, to each their own.
So much better.
If you can afford it, sure, go for it. I just hate when I see
well,
people.
yeah, like treat yourself,
When
but
you like you go back to someone's house and they got, you know, roaches and it's just gross and disgusting, but then they got their shoes they never bent, and
yes,
they're, you know,
that was like it when I worked in Glendale. They had these super nice cars. This certain people.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, we know who those
we
people
know.
are.
These really nice cars, and then these apartments that are just it's like
And-
you just want to look good with
and you
these
hear all
name brands.
You hear the rumors of them like they would tase the computer on their BMW so they could return it and get their money back, and then just buy a new one, you know,
Oh
and
my
keep the
gosh.
cycle going. Yeah,
Wow, I never heard that part. That's crazy.
there's a lot of fun stuff.
Ugh, people ruin it for everybody. Seriously.
I'm telling you, they do. This is why, I mean, think about the price of all the stuff that's going up and inflation and all that stuff. Not all of it is, you know, because of the government. Some of it is because of the people just making bad choices.
Yes.
And I mean, a lot of it is because of the government goes, hey, let's give free stuff. And then they go, well, if it's free, why don't you raise the price? Why don't we raise the price of it? Because it's free.
Yeah. Or people living off the government. And then there's people working, you know. Part of me is like, if I stayed home as a stay-at-home mom, I could just live off the government. And like I would get all these benefits from the
Yeah.
government. I'd probably make as much from the government
You'd
in
probably make
food
more.
stamps.
If
More.
if you divorced me
No.
and just had the kids, you'd probably be eating lobster.
And then we could go on dates.
Yeah, then you could take me on dates.
We have a new plan. Cut. Nobody can hear this. No. No, but seriously, it's like you would make more. I don't know. This economy is just so screwed up. I hate it. I
Yeah.
think Sweden has it right.
I'm down to move.
Sweden.
I've got nothing holding me here.
We have one family there.
We do?
Yeah, you're like aunt.
Oh, yeah. Wait, they're in
Aunt?
Sweden?
Is
yeah.
she an aunt?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Aunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to break it down, she's like a step aunt.
Step aunt. They're in Sweden. Yeah.
Let's go.
Switzerland. Whoa.
Is
I
it-
don't know the difference.
Is there a difference?
Is there a difference?
I have no
Sweden,
idea.
Switzerland.
Whichever one has the really cute blonde girls.
That's both of them. But
I'm
I'm
down.
part Swedish.
Yeah, you are.
Dolce Gabbana. I'm just kidding.
Is that a Swedish word?
I don't know. But I worked for them. Name brand. Name
Wow.
drop.
Invest your money now.
Invest your money in Dolce Gabbana.
I remember, you want to talk about stupid purchases? I remember
Yeah.
living with my old friend in California, and well, he had his parents' money, which was like,
Who?
I'm not going to say any names, but
Z. Does it start with a Z?
he was a big fan of Jurassic Park. Yes, you are.
Z.
You're
Okay.
correct. But it's like he wasn't like balling. He was getting paid. His parents paid for his college and paid for his rent and paid for all that stuff, which, you know, good for him. That's awesome. And they also financed his music career for a while after that. But I remember we're going to the store and he's like, I got to have this name brand. And he got like this Dolce and Gabbana. No hate, dude. I love you too, by the way, if you ever watch this. But he got like, you know, a little wallet like this, one of those, you know, teeny little, it just holds a credit card and like one folded bill. And he spent like a few $100s on it. I'm just
my
like,
gosh.
what are you doing, man? Go buy a piece of cardboard and keep $100 in it. Like, why does that matter?
So silly.
Like, this is a knockoff of like a really expensive flip wallet. And everyone knows my,
And you
my
love it.
identification.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. But it does the job. It holds my cards. It holds my money.
Good question. So what is the most ridiculous purchase you've ever made?
Most ridiculous purchase I ever made. I made a ton of ridiculous purchases. Gosh, I think this laptop in front of us is.
What? You
Was
use
not a
it
great
all the
one.
time.
I don't anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to say what my most ridiculous purchase was. It's a lot of vehicles. You buy a lot of crappy vehicles growing up, and then they break in like 2 seconds, and you're like, oh, I should have known that.
Oh God, yeah. I had a purchase in my head, and then when you just said that, I was like, "Yep,
That's
we're
one.
still paying on that." Yeah, terrible.
Yep. It's tough. I can't really think of anything most ridiculous. Like silly. I bought some silly stuff, I'm sure. But like super money. I think the most ridiculous money I spent or wasted money on was the casino.
Oh God.
I mean, I've made a lot of money at a casino, but I've also just like
But that.
thrown away ridiculous amounts too.
Are you talking about Puerto Vallarta? I mean Punta Cana.
Well, I didn't.
I totally just.
I didn't spend any money at that casino.
Right. We're probably never allowed. Never allowed to go back there.
They got my picture on the wall. To hear more about the story, buy my book.
It's in the book?
Yeah.
I gotta read that part. Yeah. Well, all of it.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I only sent you a copy last year. No big deal.
I'm such a terrible wife. Why do you love me?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Shut up.
You're throwing up softballs. It's not my fault.
I know. I'm sorry.
What's that white spot in front of you? It's driving me crazy, bro.
White spot? Is it my?
Oh, on the table.
Is it this?
That? No, next to you.
This?
Yeah. What is that?
It's like a wood chip.
I hate it.
Here, we'll do this. Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we solve problems around here. Yeah. What else can we talk about for finances? I mean, what's good advice? I think the biggest thing is to communicate, have access to the same account, and trust is a big thing. If you don't trust each other, you're not going to share an account, of course.
Mm-hmm. I was a little worried about you, like in the beginning, marrying you, because I wasn't concerned about marrying you. I was concerned not that you have like a gambling problem, but
I spent a lot of money gambling.
you're really just like, okay, whatever. When we go like out, and you're always like, what do you say when we go like to Vegas or something? You're just like,
well, I let the record show I do not gamble anymore.
yes.
That's something I don't do, and
Yeah,
that's
we had
because I know I have a problem with it. And even though I can make a lot of money, it's certain things will set me off and trigger me and put me in a really shitty mood, and then I'll just blow money because I'm pissed off, and then it's kind of stupid.
Certain things being me.
Yes, she has been one of those things a couple times. But whatever.
So I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It freaks me out. Gambling gives me such anxiety.
yeah. I don't know why you'd want to hang out with me, but to each their own. I suppose. I forgot what we were talking about before that, but yeah, I don't gamble anymore.
Yeah, I know. We had a bad trip at Punta Cana. We had a great trip, but a bad experience with gambling at Punta Cana.
It was more great for you than it was for me.
The trip?
Yeah, because I didn't tell you what was going on the whole time, and I was like depressed and anxious and mortified the entire trip. And I also got sick like the first day.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So.
I mean,
And then once I got better, that happened, and then it was like the whole rest of the trip was just a terrible trip for me.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was thinking about it too. Like, what if this guy comes to our house and murders our family because he wants his gambling money? Like, things were going through my head too, but I trust every single word you say. So when you're like, let's just forget about that and focus on our trip, I was like, okay. Because I really value like I know you're not going to like put us in danger. And if we were in danger, you're just like, there's no other man on this planet I would expect to, or trust, I should say, to defend our honor. And I know you always say that, I'm defending your honor.
I always say it. I haven't said it for like 5 years, but
you literally would defend our honor. Like, you would go for any single one of us, me, Juliana, Dakota, Lincoln, even the freaking dogs, you'd be like,
No.
ooh. Okay, not for the dogs. 'Cause
No.
There's freaking shitheads.
I would bury a hatchet in our dogs' heads.
Yeah.
I would
Jack. No, man.
I'd feel bad about it, like,
know.
but they would take. I would like it would not be hard to murder the dogs to, to appease like someone's trying to murder us. Kill
Yeah.
your dogs, okay?
Yeah, true. Okay, yeah.
It
But
that's not even.
I just feel very, very, very safe and reassured.
Sorry, people that love animals a whole lot. I love animals too, but they're not on the same level as my
Yeah,
family. And,
no.
the people that are like that disgust me.
Yes.
People that are like, oh, the animals, like, oh, the humans.
Yes.
I don't know. I want to vomit just thinking about those people.
I know.
Especially when they're not vegetarians. Like, be vegetarian at least if you're going to be like that.
Right.
If you eat, you're just eating a burger. Oh, the animals, though. You're a bad person,
Yeah.
and you make me want to throw up.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I love it. So, guess what? We're doing Laundry Love on Wednesday, not Tuesday. Please donate. Link in the description. We need all the money. As you heard, our finances are terrible. Please give us money.
It's for other people.
Please
not
fund
ourselves.
our Laundry Love venture.
Look at the sad boy. He wants your money.
My sad boy. So anyways, see you next Tuesday. What are we again?
Marriage is for quitters. Don't be selfish.
Be One day we're going to practice that.
Don't be selfish.
Count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
You.
1, 2, 3. Don't be selfish and be your person's person. Wait, sexier.
Okay.
Wait, it's stop being selfish.
You got to take a deep. Stop being selfish. Okay. Quit.
Oh, quit?
Yeah.
We don't even know our own slogan.
Ready?
Quit being selfish and be your person's person.
Mm.
Sheesh.